Hello everyone, it's me from Skeletorama again. Welcome back to my channel. How is everybody? So in this episode, we're on episode 7 now. We are going to do some flooring. So the flooring for the part of the tower unit, so we can get to it easier because of the wall and everything. We're going to attach our wall. We are going to put our chair rails, our crown molding and stuff, all the stuff that we can do in there at this time. And this is also, I believe, where I realized that I screwed up with the flooring and the door on the secret door. So anyways, we will get to fixing it in the next one. I know we don't do it in this one, but anyways, hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so you're probably looking at this and going, what is this nightmare fuel right here? Well, it's a template, right? So I didn't take you guys along with that because there's no way you would have been able to see what I was actually doing. But in the part where we have the bay window, what I did is I took a whole bunch of pieces of paper and little pieces of paper and stuck them in there until I had covered completely the section of floor out there. Okay, and then I also checked it in the other 2 floors and it's the same. Word to the wise, when you get this kit and you're getting ready to put it together, you know that piece that you stick on to make the damn bay window? Maybe trace that. I wish I had traced that, but I did not. So there we are. So even though this looks like a hellish nightmare, I use it to make this. Okay, so this is this right here. So this is this cleaned up because it would be really hard for us to do the flooring otherwise to get in there. So this will allow us to do the flooring. So this can go in the garbage now. I also fixed this piece here. So I took about 3/8 of an inch off, which is the width of the wall, and it fits perfectly now. So we're good on that one. So now what we need to do is we need to look at our flooring for this. Okay. All right. So this is the flooring that we're going to be using. This is Mayberry Street stuff. It's from Hobby Lobby. And it's these different planks, and they do come out individual, even though they kind of don't look like it at first. Show you what I mean. So here is one not in the package, okay? See how I can bend it along here, and each one of these planks is individual, which is good because we're going to need to cut it that way. I'm not going to put this template here and then try to cut this template out because I don't trust myself to do that, okay? What I do trust myself to do is to kind of bend these and cut the paper between them because it is on sticky paper, sticky back paper. Okay, so I'll kind of do this because I also want to have variety in the planks where you've got one ending and starting and back and forth. I'm sure that made no damn sense at all. Okay, I want them offset because it's more visually interesting, but especially for this, because I'm going to need to cut these like so. So actually, oh, I could do that though. No, we don't want to waste that much. So I'm just going to take it here like this and hold this board so it's at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to run my X-Acto knife right there in the crease where it meets it. And I'm going to separate a board out. Okay, and so what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to figure out what angle that is. So I'm going to do it the same way I did the other thing for the house, is that I held this kind of perpendicular to it, right? And then I'm going to guess this is probably about a 60-degree angle. Let's see. If I put that in there, is this straight up and down? Yes. Okay, now I'm going to cut something cheaper to make sure I'm at the right angle. So I'm going to use one of my Misfit coffee stirrer things. It's all kind of wonky. I'm going to put this here. I'll find a straight spot on it. There we go. Put that there. I'm going to hold it here and I'm going to match it up. So if I hold this straight here, is that angle? Yes. Okay, so word to the wise, the angle to use for this particular thing is a 60-degree angle. So 60, 120. When we go to do that side, of course, we'll bring it around here, 60, 120, okay? So we are going to go ahead and put this in here. We're going to cut our first angle in our flooring. Okay. And then we're going to bring it along to here. I think we'll measure it on the back. Okay, so I'm going to do this back part here. I need a pencil or pen or something. See if a pencil will even mark on that, will it? Yep, it does. Okay. And so I'm going to do the same thing from this back side. And I'm going to come just to the left of my pencil mark. I'll go through that. And again, we're going to have baseboards sitting on those. So yes, it's a little scruffy, but it's not too bad. And there we go. Okay, the beauty of it is I can use this one to start the next row of it. Okay, so I only have to do that angle like once. See if I can put a mark on here. Yep, I can. Okay, so now for this one, I'm going to put it here. I'm going to take my pencil mark. I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to squeeze down. Now we're probably going to have to individually fit some of these when we get in there. That's fine. We'll take this out there, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-cut all of these. So all I have to do is go in there and go bam and put this stuff down. I will for the larger straight part of it too. But for now, I'm going to concentrate on this one. So I'm going to get a couple things ready. I'm going to get some more of these ready. And I will cut the rest of them out for this. And I will meet you back when I'm done. So apparently to record, you have to hit this record button or something. I don't know. It's kind of like the lottery. Apparently you have to buy a ticket. It improves your chance of winning by a lot. So me being more on the side, I went ahead. I was trying to leave it in because some people really like to see that sort of stuff. But when we do the tower floor, I'll leave all the cutting the flooring and stuff in. But anyway, so this is at least one of those little sections worth of the flooring. We may have to do some fancy stuff here and here, just kind of depends on how it fits in there. But we can do that with a craft knife. And then with the baseboards that are going to go around here, it's going to be a little tricky because it's not going to be, I don't think, that same just regular mitered angle. We'll have to find out. I think we're going to have to see if this thing will cut that baseboard vertically, which it should, but yeah, I don't know because it is kind of tall. So we'll find out soon because it's going to be more of this kind of angle that we need it to meet. So, okay, so we are going to hop off here and we will go out there and see how well I did. All right, so we are back out here. We have the little flooring bits. So now this stuff does have a sticky to the back. You peel off the sticky and you put it in there. So I'm going to go ahead and use just the sticky for this little bit of it, because what I'm going to do is I just really wanted to get this section done first. I have to have the wall in before I can do the other one. But I'm going to leave this while we leave the wall to dry, and that way I'll be able to gauge how well is it going to stay stuck, right? So that's my experiment. So I've got these in order, I think, because of course I grabbed them and got them all out of order, but I did test them in there and they do fit, so so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put each of these in there. I'm going to take the sticky off. Easier said than done. So for whatever reason, this sticky is not wanting to be sticky. Or at least it's not wanting to come off so that I can use it. So I also brought my wood glue out here, which I guess we'll be using that then. Okay, so I got the paper off. It's slightly sticky, but not really. So yeah, I'll be using wood glue then on it. So much for easy. Oh well. Wood glue works better anyway. Got my glue catcher. And I'll put just a little bit on the back side of this. Like so. And I'm going to press this in right here at the end. Okay, I'm going to press down. I'm going to kind of hold it for a second. What I'm going to do is once I get done putting all these down, I'll get like a couple things of canned food or something, set them on there so it's got some weight on it. All right, let's see if this one's any better. Please be better, because that was a pain in the, yeah, pain in the something. And it's not. All right, yeah, this will definitely be on fast forward. I'm gonna go grab a couple things of canned food so I can sit them on there. Be right back. These guys fit here. Here's one. And two. So I'll get a smaller one here. Yep, get a smaller can. Okay, try this. Got some classy stuff on there. I got black pepper, strawberry balsamic jam, and blueberry syrup that I can myself because I'm extra like that. So yeah, I gotta say that flooring sucks with the adhesive on the back. The last two pieces, the paper only pulled off so easy because the adhesive is non-existent on it. It's not even remotely sticky. So okay, can you imagine if I had cut that out as like one piece trying to get stuff out there? I would have lost my mind completely. So all right, needless to say, we're gonna let that sit there and dry, and I'm going to see what I need to do next here. Get some of this garbage out of here, I'll tell you that. I'll be right back. So next up in the parade of pain that is putting this together right now, I think we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and put a wall on, because I will be able to measure, you know, this area and get back there into that fairly easily. Knowing how that stuff is going to work with pulling the paper off of it, I'm probably not going to force you guys to watch that. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it's just a bad piece or something. I'll cut this stuff from a different piece and see if maybe it's just the adhesive on that one batch of it or something. So okay, so we're going to put our wall in here. So we're going to do it just like the other stuff. We're going to use the wood glue. We're going to put it on the bottom side, but not the door. So I'm going to put it here and here, the back of here, and then this angled part here, but not the door. And to that end, I'm also going to open the door once I get it in there to help prop it up, because that will tell me that, you know, it's, actually I'll do that part now, because that'll keep me from putting it on there. This will also act kind of as a support to make sure that we're still straight up and down. It's not going to catch on anything, that sort of deal. Okay. All right, let's glue this thing up. Wipe the extra glue off, and yeah, as I was opening the door to make sure, okay, it opens closed, doesn't catch on anything, it apparently catches on the wall. So whoops. I'm gonna put my 1, 2, 3 blocks in here to hold these nice and straight. Also have my jewelry block to do the same thing on this side. And then just make sure it's pushed all the way to the back. I don't want to put tape on here because I have wallpaper, and I can't guarantee that it won't rip it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of press this angle against here for a bit until I feel it's caught pretty good, and then I will come back and we can put this door on as well. So I have those stabilized there. And so now we are going to take this door here, making sure that it opens into this room, and we are going to install it. Okay, so we've got the wallpaper in here. The trim and the wainscoting stuff is going to go next to it, so we wouldn't be overlapping that anyway without making the door stick out weird. Okay, so for this, I'm going to do it just like I would the windows. I'm going to put it around here and then on the bottom here. Okay. All right. So now these are really easy. You just take it and you go boop and you put it in. Make sure your door is going to open and all that good stuff. Take my glue catcher, see if I've got any extra glue around the sides, and I do. And get that. So again, I really don't want to mess with the tape too much because of the fact that this is has wallpaper, but the other side doesn't. So as long as I keep this just on the wood, then I can anchor it back here and hold it in nice and straight. I can definitely hold it down on the bottom. It's causing a little bit more glue to squish out, so we'll get that. Really need to get some more of these. These things are all crunchy from glue. Go figure. All right, and then this one, we'll put this on inside the door frame and then bring it around. Oops. I don't want to uncenter it. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now that we have the door in, then we'll be able to do our the rest of our trim and everything. So I'm going to go back to the desk and take a break while this dries. And then I think we will look at getting this stuff cut for it. So yeah, see you guys back there. We are back out here. So we need to do a couple things now that our wall is in place and dry and everything. We need to do the wainscoting on the back wall and this wall here. So one of the problems with doing this wall is if you're completely confident that you got it straight, you can measure this distance from here to here to find out what that should be. But I'm not completely convinced that I did it right because, well, it's me. So what I've done is I have taken a piece of paper and cut a strip, okay? So I'm going to take this, and hopefully I can stay kind of out of y'all's way, but at least I'll put it in there so you can see this end of it, okay? So see, I've got this back here. I'm going to put it along this wall, and then I'm going to make a crease where it meets this wall. Okay, and that in theory should be the length that I need for that back wall for my chair rail. Okay, so I do that. Same sort of thing on this side. This side I have a little more latitude, so I've already cut the angle in it that it needs. So when I get the other piece in there, I can bring this along like so and line it up, and then right where the door frame ends, I can draw a line, and that should be good. If I'm have just a slight gap, the nice thing is from this angle, it would be very hard to see that gap, okay? And then once we get over to here, it's just gonna be a little straight piece from here to here, all right? So that's the first thing we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to cut the stuff for that. Then we're gonna need to cut our little craft sticks here 2 lengths for this. And that's going to be based on how long it is. Now these are going to all line up. So we can, let me find a pencil. All right, so we can put this right here, and we can measure the length of one of these. So we have an example. So I'm going to do that, and then we cut this with the easy cutter. So I'll do that right now. Oh, okay. This here, cut that there, and make sure that is the correct length to fit, and it is. Okay, so I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to cut these to length. I'm going to cut this one here to length. This one I'm going to turn over, line up against the wall here. And I'm using the bottom of our scrapbook paper as my guide to where it's going to go to make sure it's straight. Okay, and I'm going to put a little line here. And then on this side, since this is going to be straight to straight, I'm going to go ahead and line it up here and mark this one also. Okay, so I'm going to cut these pieces and I'll be back to you. So here is the number of craft sticks that I have left from the first bag. So I'm going to cut all these, we'll place all these so that way I can give you a better idea of how many bags of these you're going to need, right? So I shall be back with all that here in a few. We're back out here at the house again. I haven't finished cutting all of these because I thought, you know, it would be best to go ahead and attach the rail so that it's got a chance to dry and they're nice and secure before we go and add all those to it. So that's what I've done. I have out here the pieces that go on this side and the piece that goes in the back, which we're going to do first. And because we can go ahead and get it done, I have the crown molding also. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. I have my glue. I have also cut the baseboards here. So these are ready to go, but I did actually have an interesting revelation while doing that, and it's going to be another example of how I show you how to fix something that you didn't think about, because I totally didn't think about this. But so we have the flooring over here, right? And we're going to be putting flooring over here and then the baseboards. And I was thinking about, it's like, oh, you know what? If I put the flooring here, now this isn't going to clear that flooring, but you know, it's the door, it's going to swing this way, so it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, until I put the flooring in here, idiot. So we are going to have to fix the door. I've been thinking about it, probably the best way is to just put some flooring along here, draw a line, and then cut the door. We'll see if I can accomplish that. I'm fairly sure I can. If not, worst case scenario, I can pull the whole door, pull this wallpaper back here, fix the door, reattach it, reattach different wallpaper. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Is it a big giant pain in the ass? Yes. Do I wish I thought about all the things before I did these things? Yes. That's why this has, you know, a piece at the bottom so I can clear any flooring. So anyway, back to more fun. So we're gonna go ahead and put these up here. Hopefully you'll be able to see most of this. So I have this, we have it mitered this way and this way, okay? Normally when I put in trim, I put the back in first and then do the sides, which what we'll do is crown molding, but obviously we put this on here as we were building the wall, so slightly different. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on the back. Don't need to have a ton of it because we don't want it to squish up onto the wallpaper. I should try not to squish it onto our hand, that'd be fun. All right, and then we're going to put a little bit on this end here and clean up as much as I can with my glue catcher first. All right, clean my hands off, and then I'm going to put this in here. Okay, and I'm going to bring it in on this side so that I can butt it up against that one. Did I put glue on the wrong one? Oh, you know what? Actually, I think I put this in upside down. There we go. That's better. Okay, so it is lining up with the piece that we've already got. And I want it nice and straight along the bottom of that wallpaper. Oop. I'm gonna stop moving it. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure it is in line with my wallpaper here. There we go. I'm gonna get any extra glue from behind it. I really need to get some more of these rags here. This one is getting a bit stiff from all the glue that it's got in it. All right, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna let that sit. And then we have this piece here. So it's gonna go in like so with the miter going this way. And then it's flat here. It did kind of mess the end up a little bit, but not too bad. So it's going to go in here and go right next to the door, like so, which I don't think you can see. So we got our glue, do the same thing. Put a little line of it on there. And then I want a little bit on this mitered side here. Flip this around, get some of the glue off in advance because I can see it right there. All right, and then we're gonna put this in. Sorry, I know I'm right in your way for sure this time. Right next to the door. Then I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna make sure it's going to the bottom of my wallpaper. Get any extra glue off. All right, so back in here. Go. All right, so I'm looking in and making sure again we're lined up with the bottom of the wallpaper because the wallpaper has been measured to a specific length. So that's our advantage that we have for a straight line. We already know it's a straight line. We know me eyeballing a straight line is questionable on a good day. Okay, then we have our little piece here. I've got one end colored black for the end that's going to stick out this way. It's going to sit right here in the same position right at the bottom of our wallpaper there. And that is way more glue than I need, I can already tell. Okay, I'll put this right here and we'll get right in your way. Okay, again, we're lining it up at the bottom of that wallpaper and then getting any glue where we've missed and smooshed it onto the wallpaper. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna let that sit. So now I'm gonna do the crown molding, which is a hell of a lot easier. Now this one, normally you would put glue on the two surfaces, but since this is this weird attic wall, we're only gonna put it on one surface, okay? So it's just gonna go on this back surface here. This again is mitered this way and this way. I'll put a little bit here. And we are going to set it into place. We're going to line it up with that seam that we have right there. So the top of my crown molding is going to sit right at that seam, which is nice because it'll allow me to make sure it's straight. Okay, and it is. Use my fingernail to remove some of that glue because I really don't feel like going in there with the glue catcher and knocking it all askew, and it looks so lovely. Okay, so there we go. And then we're going to grab this, should be this one here. I'm going to dry fit it to make sure, and it's not. That's the other side. So this side. No, son of a... Did I put that one upside down? I didn't. Did I? Oh, I think I did. God damn it. Okay, crown molding can get very confusing because when you cut the angle on it, it's not always the way you think it's going to be. So yeah, it's best to grab these and hold them next to it and make sure you have the right angle. Okay, now I do. So I put it on the wrong side. So I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to put a tiny bit. It was going so well, I should have known, right? All right, so put this on here again. Take extra off again, and put it in the correct way. Because yeah, crown molding in dollhouses and in real life is not as straightforward and easy as it looks for some reason. Okay, so now that's good. So now if I take this and bring it over here, it's actually going to fit with that miter joint. Oh, okay, so that means on this one, I'm going to do this back surface. And it's already got the end color black. The other one, I don't think it does, but I can always add that in a minute. So, got my glue. Get the extra ton of glue off my hand. Okay, so I'm going to go on here. I'm going to meet up with that one, and I'm going to go along the top of this wall here. Is it going to meet the attic? No, because again, this attic's going at an angle, and this crown molding is at a 45-degree angle. It will here on the bottom floors. It's just this floor it won't. So what we're doing is we're then creating the illusion that it does. Right. Now, if I really wanted to be ridiculous about it, I could make a little floor for here, but why, you know. Although I'm sure at some point I'll be like, you know, guess what we're going to make? All right. So same with this one. I'm going to take this, I'm going to dry fit it and make sure it's going to fit so that I know which side, and it's this side I want the glue on. Okay, so come on this way. Sorry if I'm in your way, it'll only be for a second. All right, get this into position and then get this up along the wall where I want it. Now we will not be doing any crown molding in the other two rooms on this floor, or any baseboards either. Just because that would be slightly problematic. All right, there we go. Got my extra glue. I'm going to let these dry, and then I will come back in here and I'll color that black once this is nice and dry. Okay, and I do have, like I said, I've got the baseboards over here ready to go, but we can't do the baseboards till we do the flooring. We can't do the flooring until we've done the slats for here. So I'm going to go cut all of those, and I will come back. Okay, so that is it for episode 7. So coming up in the next one is going to be more flooring, and we are going to fix the door. So we're going to get it so that it will clear the flooring that has to go in the right side of the attic, and how you make it join up with the other stuff so it doesn't look like crap. So anyways, hope to see you guys then. Geen meer, Bye.